What's up, guys? This is James from TeaDB, bringing you episode number 248. I don't know what that was.
I like it. This is Denny, and yeah, we are gonna drink some. Good shot. Yeah. We're gonna be drinking some ripe Pu'erh.
Yeah. So this is also a tea that we don't know what it is. It was a part of the blind tasting too. It stands out because it's ZETA and it's a ripe. So I'm not really looking at this as like trying to compare it versus the other teas.
Yeah, this is very loosely compressed.
But after these raws, I'm looking forward to something a little bit more mellow.
Yeah, totally. We'll see how this goes, but I'm gonna give this. This tea is actually pretty loosely compressed, so I'm not gonna give it a super long rinse. This is, of course, the most adorable little teapot ever. I love those little short, like stout, like kind of like nubbin stout kind of nosed teapots. And I'll try to get rid of the other leaves in there.
Yeah, and this, for you guys that are not familiar, is my ripe Pu'erh teapot.
Wow. Really earthy.
Man, I think my palate's screwed up because I get notes that I never get on ripe Pu'erh. I get some earthy. I even get those seaweedy notes right now for this. So no. I think I'm just confused.
Maybe it's all the same tea.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. Are you sure this is not the same as Gamma?
Wow. No, it has a not quite kind of oceanic vibe to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Maybe it's the day. Maybe it's just like this particular humidity condition we are in our Los Angeles studio here. Maybe they're serving sushi while they're filming that dog movie next to us in the sound studio.
Getting some beautiful color off of this already, and so
yeah, pretty. Just a really vivid red.
Yeah.
And you guys can see how slow this teapot pours, and that's a big reason why you would dedicate it to something like ripe Pu'erh versus like raw Pu'erh, where if this was pouring slow, you could just see the bitterness seeping into the tea if it were raw. But with ripe, it's far more forgiving. Interesting.
This definitely smells like and looks like a ripe, and this is a large pot. Rip. That looks really hot.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to actually just get started brewing this next steeping.
You could see those just tea vapors on top of it. Really pretty to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We're gonna toss that one. It's not quite clear enough for me. Excuse me.
And we have drank a lot of tea today, guys. So if you don't want to throw out that second rinse, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But we just want to get to the heart of this tea too. So
absolutely.
And look at that color. That is no longer red. That's darker.
Black.
Yeah.
Okay. Final sniff.
Black like our souls.
Ooh.
Sort of like sweet tree bark notes coming off of that for me.
Absolutely.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's strong.
Yeah.
Actually.
It is strong. A little charcoaly, mineral-y in the way that these other teas haven't been. In more than I think a typical ripe. It doesn't have as much of that sort of like creamy vanilla-y-ness.
Not that sweet.
No,
not as soft either. I wonder if this is a lighter fermented one.
This is kind of an interesting, complex
Not exactly what you expected.
Atypical. It's almost a little bit thin right now, interestingly enough, because it's like a very powerful, potent flavor and taste, but the texture-wise, it's a little bit thin. I think part of the potency is because it's not compressed that tightly. Looks like it might have been from a 2.0, just based on the curve right there.
From what I broke up, I don't think so, actually.
Okay.
Do you think these leaves look light or dark for ripe?
Light.
Light, okay. Yeah, I think I agree. So perhaps this is a more lightly fermented one. I know that Scott has a couple of those pressings per year.
It does have that. I mean, so this is absolutely a ripe Pu'erh. It's not like we're not, it's not like we're drinking something out of the category. It does have a little bit of that vanilla-iness lingering. You can kind of imagine the cherry vibes in this, but I agree with James. I think it's not particularly sweet. It's a little bit charcoaly. It's almost like reminds me of a wooey oolong in that it's kind of like a little bit minerally and rock tasty.
Yeah. A bit more bitterness and nothing compared to the raw teas that we just had, but like more of that like just lightly bitter ripe Pu'erh vibe, at least on that initial infusion.
Just the color of this is incredible. And this is why they call it red tea. This is past red. This is like maroon. Clean, clear, looks good.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Much bolder. And it's warming. It's viscous. This is, interestingly enough, this feels more like a winter tea than the past two that we had.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think some of that creaminess is growing in this tea.
Absolutely, yeah.
Compared to the prior infusion.
Yeah. Absolutely, that sort of barky, maybe a little hint of kind of some more of those sorts of bark sweet flavors, molassesy, and kind of, if you like how root beer tastes, this has a similar sort of sassafras vibe to that.
I like that, yeah. Some of those cherry vibes are definitely not fully present yet, but I can feel that they're starting to grow. So this infusion, I'd say, is a little more familiar to me than the previous one.
I think that I do sense that saltiness to it a little bit, minerally.
It's not as soft as some ripes, as a lot of ripes, I'd say. It's somewhat soft. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'd be curious to pour the leaves out after we're done with the session and take a look at the color of them. If they're darker or lighter, I kind of suspect that they'll be a little bit lighter than your average ripe leaf.
I think you might be right. It doesn't taste as aged as some of the ripes that you get that are just, you can tell they've just been like nuked by little critters in there. Alright, so this is our third steeping here, and then I'm reheating the water there for our fourth. Really nice, just residual flavor. This is definitely a strong tea. Strong for ripe. I agree. I think ripe as a category tends to be a little bit softer on the palate. Tends to have those sort of creamier notes. There's less variety in the category, in my opinion.
Easier to drink in many ways.
Let's really push this one and see how it goes. I don't think we need to. This is one of these. I'd be curious to see how long this kind of would brew out. It seems like it would go a little bit longer than a typical ripe.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's brewing pretty dark, and we're not exactly pushing this for 30 seconds or even a minute.
Yeah. Potent.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Do you like it?
I do. Cheers.
Cheers.
Everybody.
How do you think this would do on the mom test?
Definitely not passing the mom test. So this has those. It has an interesting. amalgam of harsher flavors. I mean, this isn't ready to drink yet, in my opinion. So I like it for its promise. I don't think this is like the most delicious tea right now, but I think this tea will get really good actually.
Right.
It's like lightly fermented enough that I think it will benefit a lot from aging.
And that's sort of been interesting to say, not about Pu'erh, but about ripe Pu'erh in some sense. Like, how long would you wait for this tea? Do you think like just a year is enough, or would it be more like 5 years down the line?
Yeah, I think
this would be like
more like
peaking.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, where it would really be coming together, getting softer, but all of the boldness of these flavors kind of remaining true. Yeah, I can see this being a absolutely beautiful tea. And I mean, it's good. It's good now. I don't want to badmouth it. It's tasty. We're enjoying it. Or I'm enjoying it. But
And I think especially as we're getting into these later infusions, I think it's softening up on the palate a little bit.
Yeah.
It's becoming a little bit easier to drink.
Yeah, performing a little bit like a young raw in that regard. And yeah. Really just that residual charcoaly, mineral-y mouthfeel, or flavors, really devoid of sweetness in kind of an interesting, a little bit category-bending way. So, very good. I'm trying not to just shake where I'm holding my tea.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Ooh, it's gonna be hot. Ooh.
It was hot.
Getting into... Wow, yeah. This tastes a little bit different to me. This doesn't taste nearly as harsh. And like a little bit more...
Was this the one you pushed a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, interestingly enough. So... I think this is kind of soothing into more of those classical... this to me is calming down into more of a classic
Right.
category at this point. So I feel like some of that intensity from the earlier steepings will sort of die off, and again, it could potentially, so aging could mellow that part of this out and maybe bring out some of the other flavors. So yeah, this could be kind of a superstar, right?
Oh, too hot.
Yeah. What was the ratio? I feel like because this felt a lot less compact or tightly pressed, so it looked like a larger volume of tea.
I tossed in I think a little bit over 7 grams, 7.2, 7.3 grams for 150 milliliters. So middle of the road-ish. Yeah.
This tea is surprisingly, despite its strong flavors, surprisingly light. It's easy on the stomach.
Yeah.
The mouthfeel is not super intense. I don't think it's the most viscous or textured in that regard.
In that sense, it doesn't have like that silky vanilla-ness or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's this interesting, I want to kind of say, wooey vibes to this. Mineral-y, not very sweet, maybe a little charcoal-y and earthy in that regard, but yet really tasty. Definitely not passing the mom test. I think this would be one of those ripes that people wouldn't necessarily vibe with, although I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I agree. There are probably better ripes to just drink now, or that might be a little bit more palatable to the mom or someone that maybe isn't used to Pu'erh. But I do agree with Danny that this tea is interesting, and I think it probably does have a chance to be even better in the future.
I think it also does smell like super oceanic.
Okay.
Interestingly enough. So you're not totally fucked up.
Glad that my palate's not totally shot right now.
So again, shout out to Scott and Matt.
Yes, thank you guys
for putting this all together. Awesome. Been really fun.
Yeah, we will. Now that we have filmed all of these, we will get the answers and we will put those in the description box so you can see how stupid we actually are.
Yes.
YOLO. Definitely go check those guys out. Check out Matt's blog at Matt Chaw's Blogspot. He's been blogging for a number of years. Also check out Scott, of course,
Yeah.
at Yunnan Sourcing. Google it. They have a Chinese site and a U.S. site if you are based over here.
And if you guys want to follow us, check us out at tdb.org. That's TEADB.org. TDB.org@gmail is the email address if you want to get in touch with us about potentially having your tea on the show or just to say what's up. Follow all the Instagrams, subscribe to our YouTube channel, send my dog some love. Have a dog. Don't send me a dog.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, yo, dog, in which case...
Go ahead.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So I think I've dug myself into a big enough of a hole, so maybe we'll just end it there.
Cheers, guys.